conditions before you go.
Come on, Light. Like, you fucking do this every goddamn day, and you have no consistency.
accused of cheating on a medical school exam because they had the exact same answer. And so they sued the school, arguing that similar scores are common for twins, and they had not signaled answers to each other. It's like, well, we're twins.
Okay. Duh.
Yeah,
Twin brain.
yeah. Their argument was that they were twins,
Okay.
and the jury agreed.
Oh, really?
And they were just awarded $1.5 million.
Nice.
No kidding.
Okay, well,
We're twins is the defense. We're having the exact same answers. Exact same answers.
okay.
I don't buy
I
it.
mean, let them retake the test.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, if they really want to prove that they didn't do it.
I mean, that would be better than here's $1.5 million.
Definitely.
I mean, that
But-
makes sense.
but here's the thing, is that
retake the test.
they weren't allowed
That
to
was
retake the
6
test.
years ago, though.
Right, and their medical dreams were derailed.
By accusations.
Yes, and emotional trauma and stuff.
It's like, dude, twins. Duh.
Yeah, and pretty hot too.
And hot twins.
Right.
So how could they cheat?
Well,
Well, they have a future on OnlyFans. They can be like, hot chick doctors, quote unquote, on OnlyFans.
It's unfortunate that the patriarchy always goes to OnlyFans, where Bodega Menace and Sebastian are standing up for women's rights.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, you and Gloria Allred. Champion of women.
Right.
Yeah, there was, what Greg was talking about how, like, the utility companies,
Oh, bunch of
scammers.
frauding.
Even if you, like, turn everything off,
Everything off.
like, you'll get that bill and they'll say that month that everything was turned off and you were out of town and you somehow used more.
Just unusually high this month.
Somebody had texted in on that, speaking of exact answers or whatever. This guy had gotten his neighbor's bill by accident, opened it up, and then he realized, oh, this is the neighbor's bill. Then when he got his actual bill, it was the exact same to the penny.
Whoa.
Like, you need to tell
We
me.
need more proof than that. Ladies and gentlemen,
Case
I
closed.
rest my case.
It's a monopoly,
Take
too.
it to the Supreme Court. They lie.
A bunch of high school students in Texas, they took the SAT, but they're going to have to take that test again after the school mailed them out to be scanned, and they fell off the UPS truck. Shortly after, it picked them up. It sounds like the driver maybe didn't close the back door or something. UPS issued an apology, said they've been working with the school to recover as many of the tests as possible. But last we heard, 55 test sheets were still missing. So all those kids will have to retake the SAT.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And now,
That would suck.
yeah.
Livid.
So do you have like your case notes together?
I do.
Now that Cameron's not a part of things anymore, who's going to be reading the cases?
Well, we only have one option, really.
Yeah.
We do?
Because the jury consists of
Right.
Oh, yeah,
me,
Greg,
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 Greg is gonna be reading
and then we
it.
have a very vindictive and
No, I'm not a vindictive judge at all.
Judge.
Very biased.
Well, often
Just to read, because we can at least sway Sammy, probably.
Well, that's a good point.
I'm very fair.
She can be a tiebreaker.
Okay,
Yes,
so
she's the
you're
tiebreaker.
going to present the cases?
Yes, I have the cases.
Okay, excellent.
Because Woody executes everybody.
I do love sending people to the electric chair.
Right.
Most of these people end up very guilty from the judge.
Which is, again, I've pointed this out before, it's the ultimate irony, because these are people
Yes,
who
I know.
are being abused by the justice system. And Woody's number one fear is being mistakenly convicted and going to jail.
Yeah. And we're
Yeah, when you
He's
put
throwing all these people in jail.
classic psychology.
You know what I started doing? This is a true story. Out of paranoia. Every time it says, hey, can we track, this app is tracking or whatever, I go, yep. But I figure,
If you say no,
Oh, they give an alibi.
yes.
look,
Yeah.
this app was tracking me.
Yeah. No, because you heard about, like, these...
They don't track your
things.
location.
They don't track you like that.
They
They track
track-
your buying habits.
Yeah, what you're browsing.
Yes,
No,
what you're looking at.
I'm talking about, like, even the navigation apps and things like that.
We'll say, can we load
Share
your
your
location?
location.
Yeah, exactly. Or I have like this Aura ring or whatever. Like it wants to know what my location is, things like that.
Jesus,
Even
you
like
motherfuckers, dude.
between like different people on your contacts list, you can share your location with them. I do that with a few people.
Yes, please do.
Yes, please, because I thought about it. I'm like, wow, if I ever need an alibi, and it's just my word against.
Oh, you're gonna go
where
fucking
I
fast
was,
now,
I go,
asshole?
Look at
This is
Apple.
next level paranoia about that.
I share my location with my friends too, but when I'm like in an Uber in case I get kidnapped or something, like so
Yeah.
you know where I am. I'm
Yeah,
But not 24/7.
yeah, we're gonna find the body.
Yeah.
Mine's just I don't want to go to prison for something I didn't do.
Look, I was in
It's
the
like,
donut
yeah.
shop.
Well, like we've heard stories about like the Amazon's digital assistants,
A-lady.
the A-lady keeping track of conversations or whatever.
What is
and it's-
this
so
fucking-
I figure like technology
Ew.
can be used for good. It doesn't always have to be used for bad.
What
That's
a
what I
piece
do.
of
I put
shit
Google
that
Maps.
is.
It's always on.
And see, so you do it
All the time.
Okay, so it's not.
Whenever remember when Uber tried to charge me for a cleaning fee because
Oh, right.
the guy picked up somebody else or he didn't pick up anybody at all, and then
Said you puked in the
and said
road.
I went like 50 miles this way. Like, well, no, here's my Google location at that exact time. I was never in that car.
Wow. It's like he works for the electric company.
Now, if you're regularly doing crime, you don't want to do that. But
Yeah,
right,
us
right.
law-abiding citizens.
That's what I say all the time. Like, hey, you want to listen to my calls? Fine. You're gonna hear some really boring stuff. You're gonna hear a lot of radio talk. You're gonna hear a lot of complaining about hockey and
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear a lot of that kind. You're gonna hear some really boring conversations with my wife about what's for dinner and what kind of activities my kids have this afternoon.
That's where we differ. Just because you don't have anything to hide doesn't mean
No, I know.
open it up.
No, but I'm saying like,
Listen.
I don't necessarily worry about it, and I figure, well, if that is happening, well, then they'll know what a bore this guy is.
And
And here's where he was. Thanks to his Oura ring, we know that he wasn't in that particular location when the murder happened.
He was at Chili's.
He was at Chili's.
He was in the parlor with a candlestick.
Having a chocolate chip paradise pie.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll take the break, and then we'll come back with these cases.
Yes.
The law offices of Bodega Menace and Sebastian. That is next. Hang on.
That's for an answer. I gave you a question.
The Woody Show.
Back in a bit.
All 98.7. LA's new alternative. Birds and bees, flowers in the trees, alternative income.
Alt 98.7 is springing into some alternative income.
You can win $1,000.
April showers, spring money flowers.
Birds and bees are multiplying.
And so can your bank account.
Keep it on Alt 98.7 weekdays 7 to 7.
Hear a keyword and enter it at alt987fm.com and watch your bank account balloon with $1,000. Alternative income.
Alt987fm.com.
Powered by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. If you're hurt in an accident, winning is everything. Call the winning attorneys at Sweet James. 800-500-5200 at sweetjames.com.
Wait, aren't these all charitable donations?
At Magda's Tax Prep, every person
I do
counts.
not have to file.
Almost 155,000 miles, but my car is 22 years old.
Wow. See, that's low mileage, and I think that's a good accomplishment.
You're like my mom. She's got this. She's had a car for I think 12 years, and she hasn't even cracked 10,000 miles on it yet.
Yeah, but
She's
that's like an old lady
And
thing.
she's
Like
so-
all she does is go to like,
She's so proud of it. Like,
Yeah.
That's literally that's all she does.
She's like, I never drive it.
yeah,
Never had a problem
she's
with it.
proud of not hitting an Odo accomplishment, which is really interesting. All right, we got to take a quick break. We will be right back in a moment. When we do, we'll find out what's going on in the world. Alex got your ADD news to get.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweep.
Yes.
562 just said, Klein, you might want to like review, because when they came out with the backup cameras, they did have a warning that was issued by people in charge of safety to, quote, not solely rely on the backup
Yeah,
camera
they say
when you're
that.
backing
I know,
up.
they always say that. but
And they said this is a real beer mug move of you.
That's how I feel, guys. I'm not proud of it either.
Two things you can always count on in SoCal. Number one, Running Canyon will always smell like dog pee. Number two, Klein Alley Show. Both take some getting used to.
K-Rock!
And get free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy.
The Woody Show.
Alt 98.7 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts, Pomona, Large Rock in the right lanes, 10 east before Gary Avenue, Huntington Beach. We've got Cal Transport 405 south between Beach Boulevard and Magnolia. When your ride fires on all cylinders, so do you. That's why Napa is on a mission to keep you in motion with nearly 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores and over 17,000 Napa Auto Care Centers. The Napa Network has everything you need to get up and go. I'm Nancy Hernandez, Alt 98.7 Traffic. LA's new alternative. Alt 98.7.
Take a little trip and see. Take a little trip. Take a little trip. Take a little trip with me.
To book a room for Monday.
All together on one stage. The Street Jokes No Chaser Comedy Tour. Hosted by Mike Epps.
Here we in Los Angeles, home of the Bloods and the Crips. Gas so high they riding together now.
Price at all our bars.
Number 4,
Easter freebie. Get a free and yummy chocolate bunny April 9th.
3,
The legendary Wayne Newton.
live this Friday. Get tickets now.
And the number 2.
Safari Quest giveaway. Get some Swift sunglasses and a chance to upgrade your Ray-Bans when you earn 500 points on your rewards card the 10th or 11th.
And the number 1 reason.
Cielo's Easter Brunch. Join us at the top of the resort for a stunning view and a delicious buffet at a special price.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo, good times for everybody. Hey, Ken, I'm more confused than a penguin in the deck.
Black Promoters Collective.
At Charmin, we are...
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
This hour, coming up at 5:50 to win your way onto the guest list for the Woody Show After Hours Takeover at Disney California Adventure Park. That's where they're celebrating their 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
Right. The Disney 100. So they got a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. This is just one of the many things, where we get to take over the park.
Yeah,
Cool.
not a big deal.
All the rides will be open, of course, everything that you would normally experience during a regular operating day, except it's going to be closed to the public, only open to Woody Show listeners who have won their way in.
Right.
The California Adventure Food and Wine Festival going on now through April 25th. Win your way onto the guest list. 5:50 here on The Woody Show, all 98.7.
totally cheating.
Yeah, apparently,
In medical school, right?
according to the article, they became lawyers to defend themselves over the accusations.
Oh, really? Damn, they're pretty smart then.
That's interesting.
I went to law school.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't see that part in what I saw and what I read, but
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was just like a brief version, cut down version of.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty interesting.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So if menace or sea bass ever get in trouble, well, they can rely on their excuse-generating powers that they bring to the table.
Justice generating.
Yeah, for the law offices of Bodega Medicine Sebastian. This all started as a joke, basically saying, if there are two people that can really explain their way out of something or excuse their way out of something, it is Menace and Seabass.
Called believing in the American justice system.
Yeah, objection, leading the jury.
Yep.
So, well, there's no jury yet. I'm just stating facts at this point.
Hello,
I'm looking at
sitting
him.
right here.
I'm looking at him.
So the law offices of Bodega Medicine Sebastian, they'll get you off if you ever need some help in that arena. Now, Sammy has a couple cases over there. She's going to tell us a little bit about the case, and then Menace and Seabass, they're going to do their best to be in all, like the defense lawyers for this particular case. And then Ravi and Greg as the jury will have to give what they think guilty or not guilty. I, as the judge, will help to moderate, and if there is reason to rule.
You'll roll.
All right. What?
Yeah, if there's reason to say what the jury says, then yes.
Yes.
That is contempt.
Hey, Jeff, tell the judge how to do his job. But,
Contempt. All right. What's the first case here, Sam?
A Florida woman found behind a business at 3 a.m. with no clothes on from the waist down. Naquifa M. Russell.
What's her name?
Naquifa?
all right.
Did she have her pants off?
Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay. It will come into play.
I rule that's hot.
She was charged with public drunk, public indecency, and 2 counts of obstruction. Officers observing the 2 suspicious vehicles behind the business with 3 people outside the vehicles in the parking area. All 3 returned to the vehicles as officers approached them. And Russell was uncooperative with officers, refusing...
Says them, yes.
Right, refusing to provide identification and saying that they had no authority. Officers were not able to determine why Russell was undressed from the waist down. The other 2 people were not charged.
Interesting.
All right.
Very interesting.
I will ask the defense to keep their traps shut. While we're getting the details of the case as to not distract, you will have plenty of opportunity to
helping.
Yes.
All right, so the case of, what's her name, Laquifa?
Naquifa.
Naquifa with her pants off.
Naquifa,
With her no pants.
I would try to defend it.
Menace?
Well, first off, Georgia is pretty, where this case happened, is pretty lax on nudity, so I don't even know why they're going after her. They have nude beaches, by the way.
Thank you.
And again, Greg would agree, being nude, not a big deal.
Especially a lady from the waist down.
Also, public drunkenness.
Greg, you agree?
But may I add, there was a medical condition happening at this time. I don't know if you ever been to Georgia. It is mad moist.
Dumb swampy.
And she had a yeast infection, and she needed to air out the situation.
That is correct. Our client is being discriminated against, Naquifa, because of having, the crime of a smelly vagina? Wow. It's called bacterial vaginosis, and she was just airing out her vagina. Not, she's behind a business.
Is that on record?
That is on record. That is our defense.
It's on record as their defense.
Yeast infection and bacterial vaginosis.
So we're arresting people now for having medical conditions?
That's discrimination 101.
Thank you.
And you may note that the other 2 people were not even arrested. So there was no crime being committed other than airing out your vagina.
Case closed.
All right, did the jury have any questions?
I have a question for the judge.
All right.
You said, is that your defense? That's how court works. They present cases and they say why they were naked.
Yeah. She was
It's
naked.
not presented in the news story.
Airing out her crotch. She didn't.
So
were
if
they
that's
breaking
your
in?
defense, that would be the defense.
Okay, but was there a test done of any kind to determine if there was a...
Exactly our point. They did not even test her for having the yeast infection, bacterial vaginosis, and
So you have no proof that there was
it's not for us to
a yeast infection. This is going to be your defense. Shouldn't you have some type of...
Hold on.
You say, was there a test done? I don't know if you've seen a yeast infection, my friend, but no test needed.
Right.
Oh.
It's kind of visual.
Well, my follow.
It is.
My question.
I don't know if that's
That is not accurate.
Oh, there is trails.
My question would be
There
that
is trails.
instead of getting combative with police officers, why not just explain the situation?
Yeah, or let them smell your...
Greg, as a person who hates the police, you're gonna think that they were telling the truth when, this person stopped resisting arrest.
Yeah.
Type situation is
The
happening.
police say she became combative.
Yeah.
That is not what actually happened. How many times, Greg, have you been called unruly?
Your demeanor.
By people who weren't even with me.
Exactly.
Maybe you'll learn your lesson.
That is the classic toss
not
on.
do that.
That's the classic. We're giving you any excuse sort of
So we
thing.
can arrest you.
Maybe you'll learn your
Thank
lesson.
you.
Order.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask the jury to give me their ruling. How do you find
One
the
of these
defendant?
lawyers just said a yeast infection is on the outside.
I'd like to differ. I'd like to differ from my counsel a little bit.
There is visual evidence.
Order.
They don't know what the hell they're talking about. It was a big swing and a miss. She was belligerent with police.
Allegedly.
Okay.
You don't know yeast infection.
Guilty for Ravy.
She said she didn't
Gregory.
need
Unfortunately,
identification, and she
client
didn't
might have to fall on the knife on behalf of
recognize their authority.
This law firm, Sebastian. Maybe to teach him a valuable lesson that he should.
Oh, wait.
See, that's
see.
Strike this jury as severely prejudiced.
Dismissed.
I get called on my demeanor when you're not even with me. So, on behalf of counsel,
Motion to strike the jury.
guilty.
I need backup,
I'm
George.
going with the jury.
Cool.
Anti-woman jury.
Go to jail for medical issue. Okay, cool.
Kind of neat.
Case rests.
All
Go
right.
to jail for your yeast infection on the outside.
Okay, ladies, be on the lookout. You're going to jail.
Well, my friend, you can see it.
Yeah.
That was perhaps a misstep on.
Definitely.
I feel like we had it locked down. It's all right.
Next case, Sammy, please.
A teacher's assistant has been charged with marijuana possession after weed was discovered in his lunch bag. A student at the school had been placed in the teacher's lounge to calm down, and the student then pulled faculty members' belongings out of lockers and began throwing them around the room. That's when authorities discovered a mason jar containing 45.3 grams of marijuana divided into 3 baggies
2 ounces,
inside
bro.
a lunch bag, and that belonged to 28-year-old Jimmy Reed, the teacher's assistant.
Oh,
I think Jimmy had some plans.
all right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Jimmy has been slinging to the
representatives
students.
of the law offices of Bodega Medicine, Sebastian, for the defense.
I'd like to cite the case of Ravy versus Blaze It. This issue. Ravy, do you recall the gift you were given at Venice's birthday party most recently? It was in a big jar, big glass jar.
Right.
What was that gift, Ravy?
Candy.
Candy. And boy, what did that candy look exactly like?
Weed buds.
It looked exactly like weed buds in a big mason jar, which is the sort of thing you would get like at a farmer's market somewhere. It wasn't labeled. That was not labeled weed.
No.
I picked it up. I thought, oh my god! But I
That
found
is a ton of weed.
I thought, that's weed. So you could easily see how someone could make the reverse supposition. Like, oh, that's just candy, not marijuana buds, especially if it's in a mason jar. Number one. Number two.
This was not in a mason jar, though. This was in bags.
But yeah, but within the mason jar, right? So you gotta keep candy fresh. I get that.
Okay.
So baggies inside a mason jar is what we got here. Just I don't want to correct the jury. I just want to
Okay,
elucidate
thank you.
details. Number two, it wasn't like he was out there selling it. Some a-hole kid threw his crap on the ground, and his candy. that he
His
thought he-
alleged crap. I would like to
His alleged crap.
talk to
His
my
alleged-
coworker here.
Good point. I'll toss it over to my co-counsel.
This is a nuclear cover-up by the student. You're telling me an unruly student that is put in a room by himself discovers weed in a teacher's bag?
Who
Are
had
you
a-
kidding
who
me?
had a
We're
vape?
taking the side of the student
Who's already in trouble?
Yes.
As opposed to this calm, peaceful teacher?
Absolutely ridiculous.
I don't think
You're
you're
telling me
taking
that
the
the
side of the student.
No, not you, but the cops.
The cops are taking the side of the student that he discovered this weed in the teacher's bag. This student is absolutely unruly that he has to be put in a room. So we're taking his side of the story that he did not plant this.
Not only he's so bad he's in the room, he then becomes more unruly inside the room.
And on top of that, teachers are America's heroes. Are we really going to go after them?
Heroes
if
work here.
If it was true, if it was his weed,
Then he
let
was-
them have weed.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it were, which we're not saying it is.
But either way, I'm not taking the side of a student that is put in a room by himself
No
who
good
discovers weed. Obviously, there has been issues in the past that he has to be put in this room by himself.
Seabass, once again, your co-cancel.
Also, 45.3 grams is an ounce and a half. Let's come on.
All right.
Calm down.
All right, let's go to the jury. Does the jury have any further questions for the defense?
Nope, I think
Not at
I'm
all.
ready to render.
All right, Craig Gore, we're going to start with you.
This kid sounds like a mega snoot. Not guilty for the teacher's assistant.
Not guilty
at all.
Teacher's assistant.
I mean, I don't think he's a snoop. He was just
Being
raging
a-hole.
angry and just destroying. He was destructive. I don't think he was necessarily snooping, but I also not
guilty.
Thank you.
In a very rare show of mercy, I am also going to rule. Not that I need to carry this one because both jurors have decided that the teacher's assistant is not guilty, but I will also put in just a little private note on the side there. Not guilty. You can't take,
for not guilty.
you can't take the word of some no good kid.
Thank you.
Who, by the way, as somebody on the text points out, shouldn't have been put in the teacher's lounge.
Yeah,
Right.
there. Here.
Going through bags.
Yeah,
that's.
All right, we're gonna take a break, and then we'll come back. We got some more. We'll get one more case from the law offices of Bodega, Menace, and Sebastian. If you find yourself in a situation, the law offices of Bodega, Menace, and Sebastian will be there for you. They'll get you off.
Keep your feet up on the dashboard. Back in a few. The Woody Show. Call 98.7. LA's new alternative.
At Pennzoil, we have one job. Pioneering motor oil so advanced, you don't have to think about your motor oil. Instead, you can think about how your engine sounds, how your stomach feels as the RPMs build, how your wheels hug the curves, and how, with the Pennzoil Platinum up to 15-year, 500,000-mile protection guarantee, your adventures will be many. Pennzoil. Long may we drive. Find it at Firestone Complete Auto Repair. Enrollment required. Keep your receipts. Other conditions apply. See pennzoil.com/warranty for full details.
Chase loves soccer.
I'm Chase Greer, and I'm 12 years old.
And his dream is to turn pro. That's why Chase and his family make sure he's always having fun and squeezing out his best with Go-Go Squeeze. Okay, buddy, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze. Go-Go Squeeze Fruit on the Go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added. That's my boy! Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best
These
with
people get
Go-Go
that rock
Squeeze.
that was on the road?
Low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of
100%,
sugar,
dude.
70 calories per serving.
Welcome to AutoZone. Is your check engine light on? The free Fix Finder service reads your check engine, ABS, and maintenance lights. It even sends a detailed report directly to your email. When you need to get back on the road, AutoZone's free Fix Finder service is here. Get the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes. Only at AutoZone. See details at AutoZone.com.
April 22nd is Earth Day, a worldwide celebration of our planet, in an acknowledgement that it's our responsibility to protect the environment. Look, it's our right, and the right of future generations, to have clean air, land, and water. But to get it done, we all gotta do our part. All month long, you...
Possible links to mutations, indeed.
things he says, and I have so little respect for that man. He's like a child.
Late night, telephone, calling all the wallflowers I know. Out the door, into the light. Half love, half regret. Dressing up for Polaroids and cigarettes. Socialize, romanticize the life.
With at least one person who is constantly passive-aggressive about stuff.
Sure.
Instead of confronting people or being upfront, they're pussies about it and they get sneaky. According to a new poll, 69%, first of all, 69, say it's become a problem where they work, and almost half say it's gotten worse in the last few years. And these are the 5 most common passive-aggressive things that people do at work. Number 1 being gossiping or talking behind someone's back. 54% of people said they see that a lot. Number 2 is giving people the silent treatment. So disengaging instead of confronting people about stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Number 3, complaints and resentment. And the example they gave, like let's say your coworker's a dick or does something that you don't like.
Right.
You would complain to your boss about something unrelated, like their messy desk.
Instead of just saying
yes.
what it is.
Being direct.
Number 4, being sarcastic in a mean way, like, oh yeah, that's a brilliant plan.
I don't know anyone like that.
No.
That's a great idea.
And number 5 on the list, being dishonest. Like denying they have a problem with something to begin with. Like, oh no, I don't have a problem with that.
Interesting.
I was just talking to a friend wwho got a text about them, but it accidentally got texted to them.
Oh
how they're fish in their face.
Oh, that's...
I was dying laughing.
Oh my god.
They were laughing about it too.
Did they confront the person who sent the text?
No, they're like, that person's crazy.
Oh my god, I would text back.
That people can think that you're a dick or whatever, but isn't it just easier to just be upfront?
Yeah.
To know that they think you're a dick?
Whatever, but at least they know where you stand. Like, I'd rather know where I stand with people rather than guess hidden behind passive-aggressive behaviors.
Yeah.
Greg likes to marinate his own juices.
That's true. Greg's a marinator.
I'm a marinator.
877-44-WOODY. Text over to 22987. It is The Woody Show. Morning.
Walking around this old and empty house. So hold my hand, I'll walk with you, my dear. The stars creak as you sleep, it's keeping me awake. It's the house telling you to close your eyes. carry our bodies safe ashore. Though the truth may vary, this ship will carry our bodies safe to shore.
This is the Woody Show. Yeah, this is the Woody Show.
I'm mega smart.
The law offices of Bodega, Menace, and Sebastian.
Yes.
We have time for one more case. Ooh. If you guys have it in you. I don't know if you used up all your lying energy.
All your brain smart.
Lying. Objection again.
You're not the judge.
Well, that's why we
Mike
object to the judge.
Kick you right out.
That's how the legal system works. You have one guy who's in charge no matter what.
That's right.
And he can never be removed or challenged.
In this court, that is absolutely the way it goes.
Wow.
All right, Sammy, what is the next case?
A woman approached a 5-year-old and then attempted to hand the child suspected marijuana.
Allegedly.
That's when the child's mother confronted the woman, and then the woman pulled out a concealed fire and pointed it at the mother's head, and then fired a shot into the air and said, "The next one's for you." There were 2 small children standing next to the victim when the shot rang out. There was a 9mm shell casing that was recovered at the scene.